Well, hello, everyone. We want to welcome you to another episode of Mothers for Black Sons. I know you're probably thinking it's been a while, and yes, it has been a long time. We've been here navigating the pandemic, just like many of you, and all of life's challenges. But the good news is we're here, we're back, and we're hoping to have some fun with you over the summer. So it's a small crew today, just myself and Peggy. So we're going to be talking about self-care, and that's a loaded topic, and you're going to want to settle down and listen in because we definitely have a lot to say. Right, Peggy?
Right, Heather. Well, hello, everyone, and we're back. So self-care to me may be one thing, and to you could be something else. So can you explain to me exactly what do you mean by self-care?
Fair enough. And you know what? I think you're absolutely right. Self-care is a very personal thing, and it should mean different things to different people. So for me, self-care is taking the best possible care of my physical health, my emotional and mental health, my spiritual health, and putting myself first without guilt. So as mothers, I think we often put our families, our children, our partners, other family members before ourselves. And so now I put myself first and take care of me first so that I can take care of others. So that's what it means for me. Sounds a little selfish even when I'm saying it, but that's how I do it.
Well, I totally agree with you in the sense that, yes, you do have to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you cannot in turn take care of others. So it's absolutely important. And again, as you said, it's self-care to me means mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. So there are so many different things that you can do for
Yes.
self-care. I'm just kind of curious as to what are some of the things that you do for self-care?
Well, I'm so glad that you asked. What do I do? So the physical is probably the part that I spend the most amount of time on. So I think the great thing about the pandemic is that it's brought us a slew of YouTube and virtual offerings, and one of them being a whole bunch of trainers. So you don't have to go to a gym, or when gyms were closed. So I know we often make excuses, but when it's right in your living room or right in your basement or right in your bedroom, you don't have any excuses. So I work out 6 times a week and
Ooh.
usually take Sundays today off. So do lots of different YouTube videos, train with trainers, and really enjoy doing that, and have enjoyed watching my body get stronger and more healthy. So that has been a lot of fun. I love, love, love to read. So getting my hands on anything and reading anything. So I have my little reading nook at home, put my light on, have my tea, sometimes wine, and I read. And then I walk. And I actually enjoy walking by myself. So I'll ask the family if they want to come, secretly hoping they say no. And then when they do say no, I walk by myself, and I just love it. I find you can actually solve lots of challenges while you're walking and thinking and getting some fresh air.
Okay, so question for you. How do you stay motivated, though, to kind of do all this walking and exercising downstairs 6 days a week?
You know what? I also have decided that too many people that I know, friends and family members, have passed away because of poor health. And so I want to make sure that I give my body a fighting chance. And that's what motivates me, because I want to be around a long time. I want to watch my children, grow in their families and their careers. I want to watch them in all their important milestones. And the only way I can do that is by taking the best possible care of me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And actually, I'm going to ask you what you do, because I hear you have a whole bag and book and laptop, and she's got all kinds of things stuffed over here. So it's going to be a 5 minutes of, guess what's next? But what I did bring were these magic pads. So truly, these pads are magic, and it's hard to explain exactly what they do. They are a Green World product, and we can certainly give you more information on that. But I have to say, I was a little skeptical, but these are detoxifying pads. And so you put them on an area of your body where you're, needing some nurturing. So it could be a knee, it could be your stomach, it could be your back, the bottom of your feet, there's lots of different places, and when you put them on the bottom of your feet, you can just go to sleep with them at night, and then in the morning you wake up and this pad is disgusting. But it is truly amazing, a great detoxifier, and so much so that I'm hooked now. All the perfect words on there: vitamin C, bamboo vinegar, botanical extracts, and something I can't pronounce. Cheeto-san. But there's lots more in it. So these are another one of my self-care indulgences. And you can see I have 2 packs here. I'm taking them, I'm putting them in my bag. And when I go home tonight, I'm going to use one of these pads. So highly, highly, highly recommend these. And Peggy can tell you more about how to get them. So Peggy, I've talked a lot about what I do. I don't want to monopolize the time. Why don't you tell us some of what you do to take care of Peggy?
Okay, so Peggy will first confess that Peggy doesn't always put Peggy first.
I'm not surprised.
But Peggy tries. I do focus a lot on my internal,
Yes.
as well as my physical to some extent.
Okay.
I go to the gym.
Yes.
At least I don't go 6 days a week.
You don't have to go 6 days.
But I do at least 3 days a week.
Excellent.
Walking, I try to get my son to go out walking with me, but there's always an excuse.
Well, you see, and I told y'all how I handle that, right?
So I usually go out, but I tend to prefer to, if I'm gonna walk, I prefer to just go to the gym and do the track or do the treadmill or stuff like that. So what else do I do? So self-care.
Here comes the bag of stuff.
Yes, I do have a bag of stuff. And I do have there's this book that this wonderful person wrote.
Yes.
That's got
her. She's the author, in case you're wondering. Yes. I like her little wonderful person shout out to herself.
Yes. So this book is called A Mix of Two Worlds, Nature's Best from the East and the West for Optimum Health. And this book actually deals with a lot of taking care of yourself, yes, and different products and things that you can do naturally to obtain optimum health. And if you're not healthy, part of self-care, how are you going to take care of others? How are you going to take care of your kids? And there's one part in here that deals specifically with what I call the NES, which is nutrition, exercise, and sound sleep. And these things are also very important. We talk about East meets West, some of the different modalities that's existing out there, like acupuncture, naturopaths, herbalists, all these different things that you can use. You don't have to wait for, let's say, your physical checkup or wait until you get sick to start taking care of yourself. Another thing that I recommend to people is that they do at least get a body scan. And a body scan is something that you can do for yourself to see exactly what's going on, kind of correct the problem before it actually becomes a problem, whereby you have to go and see the doctor. Because you know that you only go to see the doctor when you're sick. Right. You won't go to the doctor if you're feeling well.
You feel good. Yeah.
So before that happens, you take care of yourself. And as you say, like you said before, like you want to be around for the milestone for your kids. And that's what I want to, right? So I want to be around for my milestone because I think that I want to live at least until I'm 104.
She's very specific. You heard it here today, ladies and gentlemen, 104.
104.
Yes.
But
yeah, I'll take 95.
But that 104, I want to be healthy.
Right.
I don't want to be in a bed somewhere, can't walk, in pain, whatever. So whatever I have to do right now, I'm going to do it.
Okay. What else do you have in there, Peggy? What else do you have in there? And while she's looking, I have read that book as well. I've also shared it with my mom, and it truly is a great book.
Excellent. Why, thank you, Heather.
Yes.
I didn't pay her to say that.
She did not.
Okay, so there are a few things that I have.
She has a little pharmacy behind this table.
It's not really a pharmacy.
Okay, all right.
So one of the things that I suffer from, dry eyes, and I think a lot of people suffer from that. And one of the things that I've discovered is there is this mask that you put on. You sleep with it. But it also, it heats up, so you can plug it in and it heats up, as well as you have a cold compress that you can put in there and you put it on. So my eyes are bothering me. I can do this. So you do let's say 10 minutes. This actually goes for 20 minutes and then turns off automatically. So I would put this on so you're going to have to set aside some time for yourself,
Right.
where you can focus on this. You put this on 20 minutes and then I put on the cold. So you do alternate between hot and cold.
Okay.
And this has really helped with the dry eyes.
Okay, great.
So, because one of the things my doctor my optometrist had suggested is to do this, but was to use a hot rag and cold whatever.
Okay.
But then I discovered this, and this is amazing.
Excellent.
I also sleep with a mask at night, and again that helps to soothe and stuff like that.
I think I'm very interested in not the first one because it seems too complicated. No.
Oh, this one.
So while she's telling you more, I'm going to have a look at this. Yes.
Yeah. So that is used with a product called Tourmaline, and the Tourmaline products, what they do is that they help to stimulate the circulation around the eyes. And I am a big believer in Tourmaline because I have Tourmaline like everything. They have from underwear to scarves to you name it.
We're getting very personal, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes.
So, skincare. Every day I use this soap. Tourmaline, it's a black soap, but it's, again, the Tourmaline helps with the elasticity of the skin. It helps to promote as you can see, it's a black soap.
Yep.
But it's actually it's amazing.
So just so that folks watching this have a sense, how much would that Tourmaline soap bar cost?
A soap bar like this is probably about six without tax, I guess.
Okay. And how long should that last if you're bathing every day? And I hope that you are.
If you're bathing every day, I think it lasts about, how long does it last? Maybe about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, it's about 2 weeks. But you know what? You're worth it.
Absolutely. And I think you make a good point, Peggy. And that's the other thing, right? We all make choices about what we spend our money on.
Yeah.
However, I think we also do have to recognize that for some people, they don't even have those options in terms of choices around some disposable income, right? So, the self-care ideas that we're putting out today are going to be everything, right? It's from least expensive, no cost, like walking and or reading and or just spending quality time by yourself, meditating, bubble baths, etc., right up to some of these potentially more expensive products. But to Peggy's point, if you do have those options around disposable income, spending it on yourself should be a priority.
Because I don't spend it on the manicures and the pedicures.
Right.
And there are some people who go, they cannot survive
without
going to the nails. So, and that's not me.
Right. But again, and that's the beauty of self-care, right? It could be whatever makes you feel good, whatever makes you feel like you invested in yourself. And if it's manicures and pedicures, that's amazing. If it's
going to the hairdresser every week,
if it's whatever,
which is something I used to do when I was younger. I go to the hairdresser every single week. I was there, but now I don't. And I discovered more things coming out. Yes. So here, this is a product that I use from. It's called. Well, first of all, this is a skincare line, which is really affordable. And this is from a company called Atomy. If you want to find out any more about this, you can just send us a message and we'll let you know more about it. But this has a full set. So I have that, as well as this is a little bit more, as you get older, the skin, you need more to help the skin stay younger and stuff like that. And I use this other one, which is Absolute for us old folks, the older folks. The younger folks have a better line.
Yes.
I shouldn't say a better line, but they have a
different line
that's catering to the young people.
Yes.
So they have that.
Yes.
So I use that. And I just discovered this other product.
There she goes. Another surprise coming out of the Peggy bag. The jade roller. I have one of those.
Oh, you've got one.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
So I'm not the only one.
No.
And I think it's amazing.
Yes.
It is absolutely amazing. So, you can do the eyes, and you can do the rest of the face, and it helps with circulation and, the blood flowing,
Exactly.
you know,
Yes.
help with the lines if you have lines. And it's just a great way to take care of your skin, you know. So these are the things that
No, that's
I
a great
use.
one, and Peggy's right. And another thing about this roller, and I got it as a gift for Christmas actually. But I think the nice thing about these is, again, it forces you to take time away and to, I mean, you can't just, be at the kitchen table, rollering yourself. So it forces you to, take some time in the bathroom or in your bedroom or in a private place where you can just really focus on you. Yeah.
Because what I do is that when I'm sitting there watching television, I take and I use and I do that. And because you're sitting there doing nothing.
Doing nothing, yes.
So why not do something and, spend it on yourself? So, I think these are all wonderful things.
All wonderful. I think these have been great. Do you have anything else back there? Because honestly.
Oh yeah, and there's, they're the regular.
She brought in a wheelbarrow earlier, so I don't know what else.
And of course, you have the mask and stuff like that.
Yes.
So so these are all things that you can do. Now, if you don't want to do all this, one of the other things that I used to do, and I don't do as much anymore, I guess since the pandemic, like, if you can go and get a massage, go and get it. And you don't have to go to these expensive salons, to get a massage. Like places like one of the places that I just discovered recently was going to one of the schools.
Like the massage schools, massage clinics.
Exactly.
And students.
Exactly. So you get it at a reduced rate. And, there's no reason that you cannot,
Exactly.
Yeah, it just helps. It makes it more affordable for everybody to go out there and get that.
And some of the clinics even have, like the student clinics have a sliding scale. So if you can't afford whatever the rate is, let's say $30.
Right.
They will give it to you for $15, or they'll give it to you, or give you a shorter version. Excellent. So we'll just give you a little head or neck massage for a cheaper amount, right? So again, I think that's really important, Peggy, that we can find creative ways of doing this and taking care of ourselves.
Because that, taking care of yourself and even just going out to get a massage, you don't have to go every week. You can go once a month or once every 3 months.
Exactly.
And, you get a massage and that helps with the stress. It helps to relieve the stress. It just helps to, while you're getting the massage, you get to relax the mind. It's good for you mentally, it helps you in so many different ways.
It does.
So for me, it's, starting with taking all of my supplements and stuff like that. But then again, you should not go overboard with supplements because you have to know what you're taking and what they're for. You do the inward and, then you do the outwards.
Absolutely.
And exercise. And if you can take care of all these things, then that helps with your mental health.
Exactly. And mental health, as we all know, through the pandemic has been, and continues to be quite prevalent. So we just have to really stay in touch, stay connected with each other. I always say, check on people, remind them to take care of themselves. One of our, Mothers for Black Sons crew members who was going to be here today, hurt her back. And so again, just, I jabbed at her a little bit that I think she does so much for everyone else that she forgets to take care of herself. So I always want to remind all of you to check in on your friends, your sisters, your cousins, your crew, because, that's really important too. And really ask questions. And anytime somebody says they're fine, I always ask a little more, like, fine, what does that mean? Fine is not an answer. Fine could mean anything. So fine is not what you want to hear. You want to hear that people are doing well. And if they're not doing well, you want to hear that too, so you can hopefully support them.
Yeah, I agree with that because many times people ask, how are you doing? You don't want to answer.
You don't want to answer.
I'm just fine.
Yeah. Fine means go away. Leave me alone. It doesn't mean you're fine. So Peggy, do you have anything else? Because I think we're coming to the end of this segment. I want to make sure we've captured everything that you brought.
Well, I guess I'm fine.
You sure? You sure?
Yeah,
I keep looking over there.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
No.
I'm going to see if I can scam this face mask off of her later, but I'll be able to talk about.
No, not the face mask.
The sleep mask. Sleep mask.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Sorry. And I have used the Atomy products, and they're excellent. So thank you, Peggy, for sharing your plethora of products with us today. So we're talking about self-care. We've hopefully given you some really great suggestions in terms of things that you can do. And Mother's Day is coming up this week, right? This week, this Sunday's Mother's Day, of course, that amazing day where hopefully mothers are celebrated and that you will do something for you. It's so funny. I remember having a conversation with my husband one year where he said, "What do you want to do for Mother's Day?" I said, "I actually want to be alone." Like, I want to be by myself. He goes, "Well, what about the kids?" "I don't want to be with the kids." So regardless of what your Mother's Day looks like in your own families, just make sure that you do carve out some time for you, because that's going to be really important. And the other thing is, just maybe be more intentional so that you're not only doing something for yourself on Mother's Day weekend and every other weekend you're doing it for others, right? So very important stuff. So what are you going to do for Mother's Day, Peggy?
Well, you see, it's around my birthday weekend.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I don't know yet.
All right.
But yeah, I agree with this, taking some time away for yourself, because I find sometimes really I pull up in the parking lot and just sit there.
Right.
By myself.
Yes.
In the parking lot. Yes. Just to have some me time.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm going to go to the super center at Walmart just to be, or Costco to be by myself. Seriously. Yeah. So, So for me, I don't know what I'm doing just yet, but I do, believe that we should take, my son complains about it all the time because he's like, "Oh, you take care of everybody else. So what are you doing for yourself?" Right. So I go your
shopping.
Son is complaining that you must know that you're not doing enough.
I go shopping and he's like, "What did you buy for yourself? Did you just buy for me? What did you buy for yourself?" So
smart man you're raising, Peggy. Smart man you're raising.
I'm trying. Good. But so just I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing just yet, but hopefully,
whatever it is, hopefully it makes you happy and you carve out some time for yourself. And that's the advice that we want to give all of you as well. So we hope these self-care ideas gave you some suggestions. Yeah. And I think that Peggy is going to close out this segment with some words of wisdom.
Well, I don't know about some words of wisdom, but just sharing some stuff. But first of all, I want to wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. And as Heather said, please go out there, take care of yourself. If somebody is not going to do it for you, you do it for yourself. Absolutely. Don't wait on somebody else to do it for you. Okay? So remember, what I want to leave you with is remember that family faces, this is a quote by Gail Buckley, and it says, "Family faces a magic mirrors. Looking at people who belong to us, we see the past, the present, and the future." So we're hoping that your future is going to be a bright one, and your present, when it comes for Mother's Day, will be something for yourself, and be in the moment. Excellent. Live and enjoy.
Great advice, Peggy. Great advice. So on behalf of the Mothers for Black Sons crew, we want to wish you all a happy Mother's Day and an incredible weekend next weekend. Take care, everyone, and stay well.
You too. Take care.